The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Talking about the kid whose dad is trapped, a stepdad is trapped on the Titanic sub. They went down there, about a day and a half of oxygen left, and he went to the Blink-182 concert tomorrow. And a lot of people checked in, said maybe he hates his stepdad. Maybe doesn't care about him. But a lot of people checking in, shouting out their stepdads. 773 checked in. They chose to be a dad for whatever reason. My stepdad started raising me when I was 16, and I'm now 28 years later. He's my best friend.
Aww.
Like that. It's very nice.
I love that.
Some people say they're waiting out an inheritance, maybe. That's a terrible person. But a lot of people checking in with their stepdads. And shout out to Mike Sanchez for being an amazing stepfather to my son. That's a woman, Crystal, checking in from 708. See, guy chose to be a dad. And, you know, you married into a situation like that where you're a stepmom.
Yeah, I'm actually a full-time stepmom.
Yeah.
And I've been in my son's life since about 4. It was late 4s, early 5s is when I came crashing in.
Yeah.
And he's 9 now. And I can't imagine my life without. I mean, 24/7 with my son. So that's how I spend my life. So
He calls you, you guys call mom and son and that kind of thing.
yeah, sometimes he calls me the other mother, like it's our joke. So we have a total blast. That's my baby, and we're very close.
I wonder if he would go see Blink if you were on a sub.
He'd be grounded when I got back, for sure.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, 312-591-8300. Caller 10 right now is the next person qualified for Fall Out Boy tickets, Wrigley Field tonight. It is finally here. We're qualifying somebody every half hour, and then at 9:40 at the end of the show, we'll draw the winner of the tickets. So call now, 312-591-8300. Awesome show tonight. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio, of course, sang with Blink-182. Joined the band for a while. We'll play some Blink here in a second. We're just talking about the kid whose dad, the stepdad, is on the sub that's went down to the Titanic and disappeared, and they got about a day and a half oxygen left. He went to the Blink-182 concert last night, appropriately getting ripped for doing that, and we don't know if he hates his stepdad in that situation or not, but a lot of positive things coming up here about stepdads out there that chose to be a dad in that situation because you know the kid's there. It's not like you're going to date somebody, marry him, and then you might get pregnant and have a kid. This is you know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
But Nikki's checking in. Ahoy, Nikki, joining one of our crew members. Ahoy.
Hi.
Hi. What do you want to talk about with this, Nikki?
Well, I just wanted to kind of throw in my 2 cents here that, people process and grieve in a lot of different ways. I got some personal experience with that. I got a call when I was on the way to the airport for a business trip that my dad was missing and then later found deceased. And
oh, my God.
This was happening while I was, getting towards the plane to go on like a 5-day trip. And a lot of people questioned me on it, but I got on that plane and I still did that trip because I knew that if I was left to sit and worry and spiral, it was not going to go well for me. So in some ways, I kind of can understand why he would choose to do that. I don't know if I would, but, I also never thought I would get on that plane when put in a position like that.
Yeah, I guess the only difference is a little bit, and sorry that happened to you, by the way, is that I guess you already knew your dad was deceased. And I'm not saying that makes it any better. It makes it actually worse. You're going crazy because, again, I've been in this situation, and you don't know what to do, and your emotions are all running crazy. It's a little more intense right now, I think, because of he doesn't know. And so I couldn't imagine leaving the house to go see Blink when you're not sure what's going on with your dad underwater.
That's totally where, my kind of favor towards it wavers just a little bit. But, again, there's all these things where I just wouldn't realize that I would make XYZ decision until I was put in that position sort of thing. But, yeah, I agree totally. It's a little weird if you don't know what's going on. But at the same time, if it were me, I wouldn't know how I would handle it until I was in the position.
Did the business trip get a raise out of that somehow eventually?
Actually, they ended up letting me go 8 months later.
Oh, man.
Good Lord, this story is just going downhill. This is not good.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, here we go. Coming up at 7:30 with Brian and Kenzie, Q101, 15 minutes away. Your next chance to get to Fall Out Boy at Wrigley Field. You will qualify for those tickets tonight. It's tonight, okay? But before that, we have Weezer tickets for Hard Rock Live and Clash with Kenzie. So call right now, 312-591-8300 to compete against Kenzie in a trivia contest for the Weezer tickets. 312-591-8300. Call right now if you can bring your A game in trivia.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Well, she's been talking about taking a nap all morning before the Fall Out Boy show tonight at Wrigley, so...
Because I'm trying to get my game face on,
yeah.
okay?
Is she unbeatable? Is she too powerful?
No. And I specifically asked for that to not be in the promo, and you did it anyways.
All right, listen, Jared's going to take on Kenzie in trivia for a chance at these Weezer tickets at Hard Rock Live. That's over in Indiana, 21 and over show, furnished by our friends at Hard Rock Live. And checking in. So, Jared, ahoy, tell us something really quick about yourself.
Hey, living in Chicago for a little over a year now, and I'm a doctor at Northwestern.
Okay. Case, you suck. You picked another doctor?
Jared was just the guy on the phone that I liked.
God.
But wait, let's check here for a second. Jared, are you a real doctor or one who gets those degrees and you just called a doctor?
Are you like a chiropractor or a real doctor?
Case. Both are smarter than me.
I have an MD, so I guess technically I'm a real doctor.
Okay. Okay, so I have to give him a ding there. All right, a real doctor's on the phone, Kenzie.
Crap.
So
I actually have some questions for you after that.
First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Dr. Jared, please call heads or tails right now. 3, 2, 1, call it.
Heads.
It's tails.
Oh, my God.
Times have changed. Here we go, Kenzie. Are you ready?
Kind of.
Okay.
Skip all medical.
Okay, Kenzie. How many rings are there on an Olympic flag?
On an Olympic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 5?
It's 5. That's right.
Okay.
Good job. Jared, in Harry Potter, who is it that reveals to Harry that he is a wizard?
Ooh,
3?
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore? It's not Dumbledore. Kenzie?
It is Hagrid.
Hagrid is right.
You're
Kenzie's
a
up.
wizard, Harry.
Say it again like he said it.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Crack
It's a good
yourself up
birthday
with that.
gift. Good birthday gift.
He went sweet in the movie. That's it. Cool.
Well, he had bad step parents, actually.
Harry Potter did?
Yeah, bad step parents.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he would also have went to the Blink-182 show when the sub was going down.
For sure. He did not care about them.
Not
He's a
waited
huge
for.
Blink guy.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Harry
No.
Potter loves Blink-182.
Very well known.
It's 2-0. It's back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what is Shrek's wife's name?
Fiona.
Fiona's right. That's 3-0 off the bat. Okay, Dr. Jared. Kevin O'Leary, Mark Cuban, and Lori Grenier are featured members of what reality show? Oh, 3, 2.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank is right. Just got in. Good job. Kenzie, what U.S. war lasted from 1861 to 1865? What war?
He's 1865. He's U.S. war.
The U.S. war?
Big one. It was a big one. Was it the Civil?
It was the Civil, just before the buzzer. Holy cow. Just before the buzzer.
One of
Wow.
our biggest.
Let's see here. 4-1. Back to Jared, the doctor. Dr. Jared, what candy bar was named after a family's horse? 3.
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger is not.
That is an adorable name, though.
Yo, Butterfinger, come on over here.
That is so cute. You sounded like a horse, Case. Is that you laugh? Good Lord. I don't think I've ever seen Case smile before.
This is for the win, Kenzie. It's not Butterfinger the horse. What do you think it is?
God, is it Snickers?
It's Snickers, of course. There you go.
Both cute names.
Very cute.
Snickers.
You beat a doctor.
I beat a doctor.
Now, do you have one question for him real quick so make him kind of earn his time on the air here?
Wait, I have this lump, but we'll talk about it after.
Okay, now take care of that.
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
Right after the Beastie Boys, don't worry. We're going to hold on to those Weezer tickets till tomorrow. But everybody listening has a chance at Fall Out Boy tickets at Wrigley Field tonight if you stay here for 2.5 minutes with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Congrats, Kenzie. Good job.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101. 101.
Well, you've heard about this sub that's out there looking at the Titanic, and a bunch of billionaires, or rich people actually, because it was $250,000 to go on this sub and check it out. You get to go down and see the Titanic wreckage. A dream of many people, I guess.
I would think that would be amazing. I'm a little bit of a Titanic nerd. Okay, I don't do as deep dives as some people do, but I've seen all the little docu-series on it and the footage. I could see why that'd be super interesting and compelling.
I don't know if it's been tested 1,000 times, but I still go. If it was a really armor-piercing type of submarine, this thing looked like it was made in somebody's garage. And when you hear the guy that created this, Stockton Rush, the CEO, he's on it, by the way, right now. So he definitely went all in. He's down there trapped with the other people. By the way, there's a day and a half left of oxygen, and so far, no update. They have everybody searching all kinds of planes. They've heard some sounds, right, in the water. Didn't you tell me that?
Yes. Okay, so there's been 2 reports now. We have like Coast Guard reports and everything of banging noises coming near the Titanic wreckage, which they're thinking maybe people pounding on the submarine to try to create a sound if they know that there's not a radar available. Well, what's interesting about this, because I don't understand all the inner workings, is if you have 2 reports, are you waiting on a third? I don't understand why we haven't tackled where the sound's coming from. I kind of said this yesterday because you were like, well, the ocean's big. And I go, right, but we knew where they were. So we knew where they were. I don't understand how we don't have some type of radar. They actually admitted that there's not GPS on the sub, which I don't understand how that's possible at all.
Put an air tag in there?
Basic things have GPS, wildly basic things. But they have heard two reports now of something creating noise and banging sounds near the Titanic.
Do you think the banging noise was the rest of the passengers bashing Stockton Rush's head against the side of the sub?
Fix it.
Dude, this is your stupid sub. Fix it.
Well, that's the thing, is it's his sub, and he's on it, and he has no idea. He didn't create any backup plan. He doesn't know what wires are loose. I don't understand how none of the fail-safes, because I think the sub's also supposed to rise if it fails, and it's not doing that.
Listen, here's that guy, Stockton Rush, the greatest rich guy name of all time, by the way, talking about how it's run by a PS2 controller.
It's got one button, and that's it. Yeah, so we run the sub with this game controller. It's made by Logitech, but it's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller.
Yeah, we're familiar.
If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you press back.
Thanks.
You want to turn to the left, it's like that. You want to turn to the right, you turn to the right.
That's him describing using the PS2 controller, a $30 thing you can buy at GameStop, to run this sub with people's lives at stake.
Well, I don't think it's bad that it has simple controls. That it's less buttons to go wrong. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening here. Some people think it's a ploy, like for attention.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's. Listen, my Nissan Rogue, when I get in it, it tells me how right to get home. The Nissan Rogue, the pre-owned 2019, I can get in that thing, and this has a screen on there. If it had a PS2 controller for the steering wheel, I'd question buying it from my friends over at Berman Nissan. I wouldn't have bought it if I saw a PS2 controller there.
I'm confused by it because I understand that the Titanic is 2 miles downward.
Yeah.
And that, downward, right? I
deep.
get that's deep. I understand. But we have submarines, like the Marines and stuff, and they're the Navy, Marines, I don't know.
Yeah, they're nuclear submarines.
And they like live underwater permanently. So I feel like I wouldn't have been that freaked out by a sub. I would have totally thought that we could handle this. A plane sounds crazy. It's gonna go in the air and fly.
Yeah.
But I think we've done a pretty good job.
Go look at that sub and then go look at the $1 billion nuclear submarines the guy's living for a year.
Is it not similar? Is that?
It's not.
They don't look the same.
And they got a little bit more than a PS2 controller running them. Another interesting side note of this story is the stepson of one of the guys on the boat, went to the Blink-182 concert last night. And here's what he said. He put out on Twitter, "It might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at the Blink-182 show as it's my favorite band and music helps me in a difficult time. I understand grieving and maybe you want to get out and get away from it, but they don't know what's going on with the guy yet. Could you just wait at home and eat a sandwich with your mom for a minute? I know you might have hated your stepdad. I don't know the situation, but he is with your mom. Your mom chose him. Also, we got a lot of crew members check in. My mom used to collect stepdads.
I understand that, but here's the deal. One, if you care about your mom, it's probably a hard time for her.
Right.
Two, I love that his caption was like, my family would want this. There's only one person in your family missing. So I don't know why you're speaking on behalf of all of them. That's what your mom wanted. She's like, honey, this is a hard time. I think you should be at Blink 182.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that's going to make this better.
Yep.
It's such a selfish move because this isn't a one-off show.
No, they can go see another one.
And this is a billionaire family.
Yeah.
Fly to a different venue in like a week or two.
You probably hire Blink for your house party.
That's what I mean. His Sweet 16 was probably Blink 182. He was probably on MTV with that spoiled brat show.
Yeah. Of all people, Cardi B decided to chime in on the situation
I love her.
with the kid going to see Blink 182 on the whole sub missing guy.
Okay, so one of the billionaires that's missing on the water from that submarine. One of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink 182 concert, and people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and like, isn't it sad that you a whole billionaire and nobody gives a about you?
Aww.
Like you missing and is ready to shake at concert. That's crazy. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than like and poor, but knowing that I'm loved. Like,
knowing that you're loved instead of going to Blink, your stepson goes out there and does that.
It is kind of dirty.
It's a bad look.
Because it's also not, if they would have discovered, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but if they would have discovered what happened already,
yeah.
Now you're grieving, you're not waiting, but you're waiting on news right now, which it's not the best look.
You know what's going to happen? Like Blink's going to get up there and play Damn It last night, I imagine. And he gets the phone call, but he pushed in the voicemail.
It's
Pushed
a
off the
great song.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, we've been talking about the missing submarine. They got about a day left of oxygen. There's billionaires on the boat. And it's amazing how this has turned from discussing the tragedy and trying to find them to it's a conspiracy. A lot of our crew members think it was a hit or that these guys were in a lot of trouble and they're disappearing on purpose.
This is developing in an interesting way.
Yeah, we got more of these conspiracy theories coming up here after the Chili Peppers. And then also, right after the Chili Peppers, your chance to get to Wrigley Field tonight with Fall Out Boy and Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.